Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody have a wonderful day today. Whether you were off of work or had to work or whatever you had going on today, hope you had a good day. I have a good day. I try to have a good day every day. Life is just too short to not have a good day, man. It's just, your life can flash before your eyes, man. I just always try to live every single day to the fullest, and enjoy your life. You only get one. So hope everybody's doing good today. So basically what I wanted to do today, I'm getting ready to start putting this transmission back together. But first, I wanted to show everyone what it looks like when you properly maintain your parts, your transmissions, your engines. Well, not necessarily your engines, but we're gonna mainly talk about what it looks like when you well maintain a transmission. Now, even though you're racing stuff, you still need to do maintenance. Like, I know a lot of guys, they get into the attitude where, well, it's being raced and beat up anyway. It's no point me checking this, checking that. When it goes, it goes. No, not necessarily. I mean, you can save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money by just simply maintaining your race parts or, whatever you're racing. I mean, this is a bone stock transmission that I pulled apart due to clutch failure. So, but I want to show everybody what a properly well-maintained automatic transmission should look like. Now, this transmission is shamed by everybody in the FEOA world because you can't slam gears or, things with automatic you can't do with a 5-speed. I get it. I'm a 5-speed guy myself. I love banging gears. I'm a gear slammer. That's always been a part of me. It's gear slammer. So, but messing with automatics, you gotta have. I want to have the knowledge to mess with autos too. I used to be scared of them, but not now, not anymore, because we gotta keep, we gotta keep Jasmine on the track too. So I just don't feel right sending a transmission out and then taking mine and doing it myself. But I much rather just learn myself. So that's what I've been doing. It's just basically learning as I go along, and I've learned a lot about this thing since I've been messing with it for the last 2.5 years. So basically what I really wanted to get into is proper fluid and good fluid is key. You use good fluid, you have good results. You use cheap, bad fluid, you get bad results. We ran this car really hard the last 2.5 years. It's made over 60 passes on the track, probably 10 passes on the dyno, a few street hits, some burnouts, and just driving it regular on the street. Now, rerun was called Wolfhead synthetic transmission fluid, and I want to say it's a 10 by 12 or 12 by 12 front mounted remote transcooler. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you a few parts. Okay, so this here, this is one of the drums. So I'm gonna show you, this is the sun gear here. So I want to show you the sun gear. I hope I'm calling these parts right. This is the sun gear, okay? So this basically rides inside that drum. Look at, if you can look, man, look how nice and still machined this that race is. And this is where this thing rides inside of a bushing. And it's just like, it's been very well maintained, and you can tell that because there's no score marks. I can't feel nothing with my nail. It's just as smooth as silk. It's very smooth. It feels like somebody ran it through a polisher, honestly. And look at this bushing. That bushing, it's still got its depth. It's still got, it's still got all of, its depth. It's still got its, like a, I guess I want to say you call those holes right there. That's for catching catching your fluid and keeping it well. That slot right there, and this slot, I think that's for keeping it, grabbing the fluid and just keeping it inside there while it's rotating. But I mean, look how good it still is. I mean, this bushing is not hurt whatsoever. It's still in great shape. I mean, it's not scored. It's not wore out. It's none of that. It doesn't have any indentation or any indication of it be ever getting hot. I mean, it's just, there's no score marks nowhere. I mean, that bearing, that bushing still looks pretty good. And that's basically, I think a mosquito just flew by here. But anyway, and that's, I mean, that's how you tell a transmission has been well maintained and taken care of. Now, this right here comes from running good fluid, comes from keeping the fluid and the filter changed, and it comes from also keeping the transmission cool. Temperature is the biggest priority on an automatic transmission. That's what kills them, is heat. Once they see a certain amount of heat, they start to break down. They break down bad, and it don't take long at all for this thing to start breaking down, eating up bushings, tearing bearings up and stuff like that. Set that there. This, here's a bearing, you know, and you can just see, you can see the spot where it's been riding. That's all. You can see the wear pattern of where the bearing has been riding at, but that's it. There's no score marks, there's no nothing. You know, bearings look almost new still. You know, and that's how these parts should look inside your transmission. You know, you don't want to ruin your transmission by not properly maintaining it. So here's the bushing for this drum. Same thing. I mean, it looks great. There's no score marks. There's no nothing. I can't feel anything in this thing except for the actual indentations and ports and stuff like that they put in there for oiling and stuff. But other than that, I can't, you know, I don't feel anything. I can't feel nothing. Yeah, so those are actually oil ports, I believe. Well, they're not all the way through though. Yeah, these are not all the way through, but these are. I think this is mainly to catch the fluid and pull it in and trap it. And this actually has ports, like holes in the bushing itself. You can see those, but yeah, it's got holes. But yeah, these bushings are in great shape. These bushings ain't hurt at all. And that's a good thing. That right there shows that this transmission, that we took well care of this transmission, you know, even in its hard racing life. So, you know, like I said, everything is still, nothing is scored. I don't feel no rough marks at all in this drum. You just see where that band was riding, but that's it. I can't feel any score marks whatsoever in any of those parts. You can just see the wear pattern where, of course, the band was riding. But like I said, man, I mean, like at these parts are just still in great shape. It's just because, you know, it doesn't take much to keep something well maintained. Now, let's go to this. I definitely wanted to show everybody this because this blew my mind. Okay, so here's another bearing. There's another bearing, okay? Look how nice and neat that bearing is still. Still looks great, right? Look at where it rides. Smooth as silk. All these parts are just still smooth as silk and still in good shape. Now check this out. Let me pull this copper, this brass piece here. Look at this. I don't know how many miles were on this transmission when we got it, but I can tell you that brass right there is still in damn good shape. That's still in good shape, big time. I mean, like I said, you're gonna see wear pattern. You know, anything that you anything that makes contact with other metal or whatever it's making contact with, even though it's got fluid between it, you're still gonna see the wear mark where it rides. But man, honestly, man, tractor trailers go by here all the time on the Jake break. But you know, this thing doesn't feel worn. It doesn't feel scored. It doesn't feel nothing. It just doesn't. It's in good shape still. I'm shocked by seeing that. I'm like, wow, that's really in good shape. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is what made me make this video when I seen this piece of brass, and I was like, oh crap, that looks good. That still looks good. But I basically made this video to show everybody this is what a well-maintained transmission will look like. Your parts will still be in good shape. When you run good fluid and you keep the transmission cool, you'll see the results. If this transmission had been overheated, ran bad fluid, never maintained, never anything, this stuff would be just chewed up. I mean, this stuff would be just terrible. I'm gonna see if I can get some. I got another transmission in the back, and I'm gonna see if I can actually pull that one down. It won't move either, so I gotta see what's going on with that and see what the bearings and bushings and stuff look like inside of that. I'm pretty sure those are pretty ate up because that transmission didn't have no cooler. The fluid was black when I got it. I mean, it's actually the transmission that came out of slush box when we first got it. And it's funny, the guy simply told us, he was like, well, when it's cold, it'll move fine, but once it gets hot, it won't do anything. I'm like, that told me right there. I'm like, yeah, he's got an issue. So, but yeah, so basically I just want to get on and show everybody, what it looks like when you have a well-maintained transmission internally. When you keep the fluid clean, you run good fluid, and keep the temperatures away, keep the hot temperatures away from the transmission. Like this transmission right here, a full pass down the track, 1 or 2 or 3 full passes down the track, it only stayed at like 95, maybe 100 degrees. And that's nothing for a transmission. I mean, usually they get up around 2 something. But, and they actually make a trans cooler with a cooling fan, and the cooling fan is programmed to come on at 180 degrees. So we used to keep it under that. If the transmission, for some reason, it got up to like 140, I'd shut this car down and let it cool. I didn't like seeing nothing above 100. So that's one of the reasons why this thing lived such a good life. For 2.5 years, we raced this thing. This thing don't owe us nothing. This transmission don't owe us nothing at all. It performed great. Everything just, everything was working good. And like even there, you can see a wear pattern, but there's just there's no scores. Everything is smooth. All the machine ends and parts are smooth still. So, but yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this transmission don't owe us nothing. It lasted 2.5 years of racing. We raced with this automatic factory stock transmission, like no torque converter, no valve body, no nothing. Everything was completely stock. And people say these transmissions, they fail because of this, because of that, or the valve body has issues, but we ain't had no problems. They do make little updates for them. As a matter of fact, if you're not trying to go extreme with them, you can get this Transgo Trans Kit. I bought this, to improve the shifting and stuff, but I actually ended up going with buying level 10 parts. I sent my valve body to them. They built my valve body, and I sent let me correct that. Her valve body, I sent that out to them, and then her torque converter, I also sent to them. So they could build those for us, and then we got the high performance overhaul kit. But other than that, man, this transmission was completely stopped. We'd probably still be racing it if the clutches weren't bad. But the clutches, they seen better days. I mean, I don't know if I showed you guys. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm gonna show you again. So these are the old clutch frictions, okay? There is no friction left. It has burnt them to the point where the plate has warped. It is actually warped, and there's just nothing left. See, that's just nothing. Now that plate, you can feel where it's ragged and, scored and just marked up. But, I mean, you can see right there where she got a little hot too from the clutches slipping. But, I mean, that's the only thing that failed in this transmission was the clutches. So that's the only thing we need to replace. Really needed to replace. But looking at all this stuff, I just wanted to inspect everything and seeing how good these parts still are. It's really blowing my mind. Like, this is really proven that the fluid we use is good quality fluid, and it's called Wolf Head synthetic transmission fluid. If any of you guys don't know what it looks like, walk back here real quick. Open this cabinet. Oh, let me see if I can get it. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Wolf Head Synthetic automatic transmission fluid. This stuff works great. Works awesome. Been running this stuff in the car 2.5 years, and it's wonderful. It's been great. It's been great. So that's what we stick with. That's what we've been using, so we're gonna stick with it. So but yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I just want to get on and show everybody what it looks like when you maintain your transmission. When you pull it apart, you inspect it, you'll be able to see what was going on and what kind of life it lived. As you can see, this transmission lived a really, really good life. A really good life. You know, I mean, a real good life. And it will continue to live a good life. All the gears, none of the gears are chipped. None of them are scored. None of that broke off, anything. So everything is in good shape. So thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate the support as usual, as always. And please like and subscribe. You guys have any questions, I'm on 4 social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So you guys can get in touch with me any kind of way you want. You can message me, or you can leave in the comments on YouTube, and you know, leave me your number or whatever. Or you can ask for my number. I give you my number. Doesn't matter. I don't mind helping anybody out. So thanks everybody, and I'm gonna start assembling this transmission slowly, so inspecting everything as I go back, and hopefully we can have this thing done and off the table by this weekend, and have the car back on the ground and running, and go for some test drives. And I'm definitely gonna do a video on that. So, but thanks everybody. Hope everybody has a good evening, and we will be making some more content here as we go along, like I always be telling y'all. So, like I said again, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for the support. Please like and subscribe, and we'll get back on it. We'll get at you on the next one. Thanks everybody.